Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubden Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, Padma Kumara. Sumo. Danzen Kapso, Duden City, Duden Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma teaching assistants, temple and center directors, and all disciples, and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
I still. 下来。Hola amigo. Que quiero mucho. すごい。一番。気持ちいい。趣味。やび。プリンプリン。こんばんは。刚刚。
Just now, we saw the building of the mother temple. At that time, there were 8 families. The 8 families were donating $20,000 each, and this piece of land was purchased together by these 8 families. So that's what happened then. In addition, there was the monk, the Venerable Guoxian from Huichen Temple in Hong Kong. He also donated a large amount of money to have this temple built. And there were also a few other people who donated. The lay Buddhists such as Li Mei Li, Li Xingzhu masters. They all donated some money to build this temple. This temple was under the responsibility of Vajra Master Si Lian Si to hire some contractors to build this temple, just like the Rainbow Villa. The same with the Rainbow Villa. Rainbow Villa was financed by myself and Simu. We bought the land and paid all the expenses for Master Lian Si to hire contractors to build it. So that's a huge credit to Master Lian Si then. Seattle Lijiang Temple and Rainbow Temple were monitored all led by Master Lin Si to hire contractors. So now they are our Buddha school spiritual centers. So Rainbow Villa was built by Grandmaster and Simu saved all the receipts for all the expenses, all the checks, very thick. But Master Lin Si Master Lin Si was the one who hired the contractors to manage them, but the finances were financed by Grandmaster and Simu. So he has great service. And then the Venerable Guoxian was the Grandmaster's ordination teacher, so was the one who ordained myself. I did not shave my own head, Sakyamuni Buddha did, but I was ordained by the Venerable Guoxian. Once you're ordained, you become a monastic, a monk. So the Venerable Guoxian ordained me so that I can now ordain all of you, monks and nuns, the monastic. That's how it started. And this Lizang temple was established by the finances and the efforts of many people. And Rainbow Villa, although it was built and financed by myself, but now it's been donated for the use of everyone at Buddha school. So anybody can make use of the Rainbow Temple now. I donated the whole Rainbow Villa. And in the future, after Simu and I left the world, the Southern Mountain Retreat and Buddha Tantric Quarters will also be donated. Or would be given as an endowment. Because after we are gone, most people will not be able to afford the Southern Mountain Retreat. It's too big of a residence. So after it's donated, then you can finance the maintenance of it, paying the property tax and to maintain it as a memory. And Buddha Tantric Quarter is smaller. The South Mountain Retreat is bigger. It's about 2 acres. It would be a nice remembrance. There are 8 car garage. And now it has housed many Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who have occupied it. Huge statues of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The whole living room is filled with them. And this time there will be an even bigger Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, which are the innumerable hands and infinite eyes, Golden Mother. That's bigger than all the statues here. So all the windows at the Sat Mountain retreat will be filled.
所以现在南山雅舍里面都是活菩萨。
So inside it now there are deities, including underground, the altar there.
几百尊的佛菩萨。
Hundreds of deities, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
这个在客厅的呢，
And in the living room there are
还有咕噜耶稣基督
auspicious Hevajra, Guru Jesus Christ,
信仰基督教的咕噜耶稣基督，
my Guru when I was a Christian, Jesus Christ, Saraswati,
妙音天，还有
the goddess with marvelous sound, Golden Mother,
就是大尊的瑶池金母，
a huge statues of Golden Mother,
大尊的
Akalanata, a huge statues,
大威德金刚，
Mahabala, Yamantaka,
还有这个药王杜母
and the medicine King Tara, Guru Padmasambhava,
啊，还有这个多界左列，
and Dorji
还有
Dore,
十人金刚佛，
and Kalachakra Buddha, Kalachakra. Huge statues
这
filling
边有千手千眼观
the
世音菩
room.
萨，
And over here there are the thousand eye, thousand arm Avalokitesvara.
全部盖起来。
And then the innumerable hands and infinite eyes, Golden Mother, so have covered all the windows in there.
里面都是佛菩萨，但在客厅
So
就
they
有
are all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the living room. Just the living room.
这个将来捐出
They
来
are all
当
this.
博物馆，
And in the future, I will donate it as a huge museum. Would contribute it.
因为很简单讲，
Because, simply said, once a human leaves the world, you will not be able to carry even a needle.
所以趁着现在，如果身上有钱的，
So, while you have money, spend it
花
now.
来不及了，
If you don't spend it now,
你
you
连
may
一根
miss
针
it
你都带不走。
because you will not be able to carry even a single needle.
真的在这世界上，
Really, in this world, it's very simple. As soon as you
什么都没
die,
有。
you have nothing.
在世的时候，你虽然是富豪，有钱，
When you're still alive,
走的时候，
although you're a wealthy person, when you die, everyone is the
把
same.
火一烧，
With the fire
双连境界的那个小
and
盒子，
burned, and you just live in that little box in the columbarium,
就是这样。
the Twin Lotus columbarium.
在台湾就住在西方境，
And if it's in Taiwan, you live in
你就住在双连境界。
the Western Realm columbarium. In America, you stay at the Twin Lotus columbarium. It's just little boxes.
所以人生啊，
So human life, just take it easy. It's no big deal.
死的时候都一样。
Because when you die, everyone's the same.
那要看你自己本身的修行，
It all depends on your own spiritual cultivation, whether you have good karma or bad karma.
所以释迦牟尼佛讲，来这个
That's why Sakyamuni Buddha says, coming to this world, what is a human being? And he said it's a
就是你
storage of microbes
就细菌住
all
在你身
over your
身体上
body are germs.
好的
They
细
live
菌多
inside your
你就
body or on your
坏
body.
的细菌多
If you have
你就生病。
more good microbes than bad ones, then you're healthy. Vice versa,
为
you're
什么来
sick.
这个世界呢？
So, if a human is just a storage of microbes,
丑
why
业
would a human come to this world? Sakyamuni Buddha says, very simple. paying off your karma. So you come here to pay off your karma, karmic debts. Only because you have karma, you come to the Saha world. Once you have no more karma, you will be reborn in the Pure Land and Buddhaverse. You have attainment. That's why we want to cultivate spiritually, and that's to eradicate your own karma. Simply said, that's how it is. Human life, a human body, is a store of microbes or germs. Why would you want to come? Why did you come here? It's to pay off your karma. Very simple. That's what Sakyamuni Buddha said. Just 2 words. So, the karma from your past lives, and you need to pay it off by coming here. That's all there is. So money is external thing. Even when you have money, at the end it becomes empty. So that's why Haniva gave me a car, bought me a car. All my cars were bought by her. I'll drive it, and then at the end, I will return it to her. So Maserati, I've driven for a long time. And then she said she's going to buy me a Ferrari. Wow. I'm this old and driving a Ferrari. But I'm driving an SUV. With a higher under. It's not that cheap. With tax, it's about 700,000. And I was thinking, for that much, maybe I should just pay it myself. And Hanifa said, as long as you're happy. I'm happy, I'll just let her pay. I was thinking, oh, I should buy a Ferrari, but a sports car Ferrari is too low. And Maserati is a kind of sports car. Ferrari and Lamborghini are sports car. And Ferrari is the most expensive of all these cars. About for 700 plus tax. They were asking for 650 and bargained for 630 plus about 70 tax, about 700,000. It's black, and I want to change it into red. When you're old, you need red. The older I get, the more red hot I've become. So it's not decided whether I pay or Hanifa pays, but I'll thank her first. Hanifa 付钱。Hanifa pays. But after I leave, I'll return all the cars to her. No. Well, in human life, eventually you will leave.
我
There's
以
no
前坐在
choice.
法座上是不会打瞌睡的，
In the past, sitting on the Dharma throne, I would never drowse. But now I
稍微
do.
静下来，就会人身摇动。
As soon as I quiet down, then my body would sway,
马上就闪回来。
and then I immediately notice and return to my posture.
马来西亚莲花顺安问的，
Question
是你问我的。
by Lotus Sun An from Malaysia. This is
祝你
Q&A.
佛体安康，长寿自在。
Respect
很多时
to
候看
Grandmaster.
到
I wish you a healthy, long life.
可能会烧
Oftentimes, when someone passes away, we burn large amounts of paper money, houses, cars, and so forth, so their loved ones in the netherworld will not suffer. So I think if one immediately goes to the Western Pure Land, Sukawati, to cultivate, they have everything. So there's no need to burn large houses for them.
都会马上
When a person passes away,
或上一辈的功德
isn't
业
their
障而决定
destination immediately determined by the merit or karmic obstacles accumulated in this life or in previous lives?
他们的
Or will they remain in the netherworld for a while, receiving and enjoying the offerings we make for them to enjoy them before they proceed to go where they should go?
按照这个《地藏经》里面，
According to the Siddhikarbha Sutra, you would know
我们民间的习俗也是这样子讲，
that's also the custom in the
七
world.
七49天，
After a person dies,
这段时间呢，
7 times 7 for 49 days
中阴就是灵魂的境界，
are considered the realm of
在中阴界里
the
面，然后
Bardo
有自己的业
spirits,
障，
the netherworld.
你是善业、恶业，
So depending on your own karma, whether it's good karma or bad karma,
得到了，
or you have
有些是直
attainments,
接成佛，
some would attain
像
Buddhahood
密教
directly,
呢，它可以迅速
like
直
Tantric
接的化
Buddhism.
光成佛。你自己
You
化光了
can
你就成就
quickly transform into light and become a Buddha. But some cannot. They become a Buddha in the intermediate state, in the Bardo
凭
state,
着他的善业，
because they cannot transform
在
into
中阴
light.
里面
So they rely on their good karma, and then they transform and attain
把
Buddhahood
中阴境界的时
in
候，
the intermediate Bardo state.
这个你家人
And so, in this Bardo state, you have to rely on your families to perform Bardo deliverance, to create merit,
那
to
个
to give, to do good deeds for them.
死去的人得
As
三，
stated clearly in Siddhikarbha Sutra, the deceased would receive only 30%,
7分的功德，
and you, the one who's doing the merits, would receive 70% of the
你自
merits.
己本身得7分，
And
所以做功德啊
those the deceased only 30%. So when you create merits, the one who creates the merits receives 70% and the receiver receives 30%. It's recorded in the Siddhikarbha Sutra.
他中阴的时候啊，
So within 7 times 49 days, during the intermediate Bardo state,
念经
you need to help them, the deceased,
供养
to chant sutras, mantras, make offerings to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, performing good deeds, charities,
另外
and clothes,
敬
food,
礼，
sutras, paying homage, prostrations, to create merits for the
地
deceased.
藏经里面有讲得很清楚。你们看
It's stated clearly in the Siddhikarbha Sutra. If you read it, then you would understand, you would know.
有49天的
So for 49 days, they are in the
自己
Bardo state. And then, depending on your own karma, you go to
好一点
wherever.
就是摄圣界最好。
and the best would go to the four sixthly realms. And next are the Pure Lands, the Buddha
再来
verses.
就是到诸天，
And
欲界天、
next down
色
the
界
heavenly
天、不
realms,
色界天，
heavenly realms of
再来
form,
就是人
formlessness,
道
and
转世还
desire.
是人，
And then a little bit down is in the
就
human
是变
world,
成那个人道，
reincarnated as a human again,
那么或阿修罗道、
or asura.
人道、阿修罗道，最后最不好的是三
And
恶道，
lastly, the three lower
是恶
realms.
鬼、畜生、地狱，
So the hells, animals, and
三恶
hungry
道、
ghost
三善道，
realms.
还有这个天道，到四圣，
And then the three higher realms, which is include the heavenly realms or the sixthly realms. I mean the Pure Lands and Buddha verses, and then the sixthly realms. So I wish Lotus Sun An from Malaysia, you can cultivate in
你
Sukawati,
自己修行成就
or you have your own attainments in your spiritual cultivation.
不一定你这个先在阴间享受他们给你的礼物。
Not necessarily enjoying their gifts for you in the netherworld.
看地藏经就了解一切。好。
So if you read the Surangama Sutra, you would understand everything.
A
reporter asked the lady, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And she said no. And the reporter asked, "Why don't you look for one?" Because my husband doesn't allow it.
这个小明非常的节俭，家里什么东西他都舍不得扔掉。
Xiaoming is very frugal and he doesn't want to throw away anything from his house. And one day, I went to Xiaoming's house and he's taking a cold water shower. And then I asked him, "Why? Such a cold day. And you have hot water. Why don't you shower with warm water? Why do you use cold water?" And Xiaoming said, "That is unforgettable because I have 2 packs of cold medicine. If I don't eat it, then it would expire. So he'd rather take cold showers to catch cold, so that he can take the medicine. So he doesn't waste the medicine."
这个有一个母亲跟她的女儿，两
A mother and daughter
女儿男朋友的
went to the painting exhibition of the daughter's boyfriend, and the mother noticed there was a nude lady in the painting that looks exactly like the daughter. So she asked the daughter, "Did you take off your clothes for him to paint?" And the daughter said, "No, I did not. He did it from memory."
凭记忆的更长。
That's even worse.
再讲一个笑话，我感觉我好像得了自闭症。
So another joke. I feel like I've found
我就会得自闭症。 只要我坐在
closing off
上面，眼睛就自然会闭起来。
Because as soon as I sit on the Dharma throne, my eyes would shut down automatically.
要讲楞严经呢。
We want to expound the Surangama Sutra again. It's time to get a headache. He's repeating over and over. Now he's talking about the 12 sense bases, or 12. So the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, plus the seeing eyes, hearing ears, smelling nose.
就变成眼睛看到什么？看到外面的景色。
So what the eyes see
变成两样。
the vision. So that 6 plus 6 becomes 12.
本来是6根。
6 roots, right? Or 6 plus 6 dust.
这看到的东西又变成一样，就变成12处。
So what we see altogether becomes 12 sense bases. So he told Ananda, what is meant by the 12 sense bases being originally the wondrous true suchness of the Tathagata? They were originally Buddha manifested by Buddha nature or wondrous luminous true mind. And with the single deluded thought, they become the 12 sense bases. Sakyamuni Buddha said, Ananda, observe the growth of the trees, the springs and ponds of the Jeta grove. What do you think? Are these things produced by form so that the eyes see them, or does the visual faculty produce the attributes of form? Ananda, if the eyes produce the attributes of form, then when seeing emptiness, which is not form, the nature of form should be extinguished. Then since it would be extinguished and obviously non-existent, who would be able to discern the quality of space? The same is true of emptiness. If forms produce the faculty of seeing, then when seeing emptiness, which is not form, the seeing would be extinguished. Then since it would be extinguished and non-existent, who would be able to understand the form and emptiness? Therefore, you should know that neither seeing nor forms and emptiness establish no basis. Thus, both form and seeing are false and illusory. They are neither produced by dependent arising nor self-arising. So he's repeating, the eyes who see and the seeing object, the vision object, visual object. Sakyamuni Buddha said, Jetavana, Anathapindika, the trees, like the water and the ponds, what do you think? Are these things produced by forms so that the eyes can see them? Or does the visual faculty produce or sees the trees directly? So, do they appear and then the eye see, or the eyes see those trees, springs, and ponds? So, Ananda, if the eyes produce the form, so what this means is that when you see the empty space, or the sky, there's nothing.
那个虚空，你就不感觉到。
So in the sky,
有东西在那里。
You don't see anything in there.
也就是说，你的眼根也没有。
So that means your eye faculty is also gone. And there's also nothing in emptiness.
那虚空也要消失了，那你自己的眼睛也看不到。
So the empty space also disappear and your eyes cannot see anything.
所谓色相，
So he said,
跟你的眼根其实都是空的。
So the form and the faculty of the eyes are both empty.
随名空性，随名空色。是故当知啊，见一色空，即无处所。其实你的眼根，还有那些相。
Who would be able to understand the form and emptiness? So the eye faculty and the forms you see have no self-nature and no location. So the forms, the external forms and your seeing are both false. And they are produced neither by dependent rising nor self-rising. So, so everyone should understand that if your eyes don't see, there are no forms and appearances. But when you see, then you would generate forms and appearances. And when you see empty space, there's nothing. Then that's the same as the eye faculty also disappears. So the empty space does not come from the empty space. It does not come from the eye faculty. And both of them are empty and false. That's the primary meaning. So the key point is the eyes and the forms or the sights are all empty and false because they arise and cease. Or we can say that everything conditioned is produced by causes and conditions. Without causes and conditions, there is nothing. Let me give an example. Everything is due to causes and conditions. I believe in Christianity. Why? Because of those three sisters, Chun Zi, Chun Qin, and Chun Xin. The three sisters, they belong to the Presbyterian Church in Kaohsiung. That's why I went there too. That's causes and conditions, right? Even if I go there, I don't necessarily see them. And then afterward, I was very serious in my belief, in my faith in Christianity. The minister, Su Tianming, baptized me. Baptism. So Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist. And who was John the Baptist? That's Jesus' cousin, elder cousin. So his contribution was great because he helped baptize Jesus. And with the baptism,
天上有声音讲，
the gate
这是我
of heavens
我的爱子，
opened, and there was a voice,
我所
"This
喜
is
爱
my
的。
beloved Son."
天上有声音这样子讲，
There was a voice from the
惊
heavens.
讶，
So John the Baptist was very
是
surprised.
上帝的儿子。
It turned out that Jesus was the Son of God. That's how
那
it
我信
came
仰基督
about.
教，
I believe in
刚进去的时
Christianity.
候是因为因缘，
I joined because of causes and conditions because they went there.
我
So
也
I
是受洗
went
礼啊，
and I was baptized too.
就是变成真正的基督教徒。我本来
And
是
then
上
I
去上
became
主
a
日
true
学， 每
Christian.
个礼拜。
I went to Sunday school.
后来呢，我上到最后
And then
变成主日
afterwards,
学的老师，
I
我又
became
参加圣歌
the
会，
Sunday school teacher. I
最后
joined
又
the
变成查经
choir.
班的老师。
And then later on, I became a Bible
所以我
study
懂得
teacher.
圣经很多东西啊，旧约、新约我都懂。旧约
So that's why I know everything
可以
about
讲
the
希伯
Bibles,
来文的。
Old Testament and New Testament.
刚开始的时候啊，
The Old Testament, we can say basically about the
然后
the history of
大家看过摩西
the
的电影，
Hebrews,
摩
and
西
it started with Exodus from Moses. You've seen that movie, right? Moses.
当奴隶，把他带出来，
So because the Hebrews became slaves in Egypt, and Moses
西
took
奈
them
山，
out from Egypt,
只做那一块土地讲，
traveling, wandering around in the desert for a long time, and then climbed up Mount Sinai and pointed to a piece of land, which is the current day Palestine.
这历史上都有记载。
It's recorded in the history.
那就是这个创世纪开始，
So it started with
到
Genesis,
列王，
Exodus,
经过哪一个王，哪一个王，哪一个王，哪一个王，
and
先
then
知，
the records of all the different kings and the prophets.
先言。
They are the
再来呢，
in the
新
Old
约里面的
Testament,
内容是什么？
and then in
新约
the
里面的内容是
New
先
Testaments,
从福音书开始，马太、马可、路加、约
it
翰
started with the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
四个福音，还有
The
使徒行传，
Gospels,
使徒行传，
and then the Acts of the
复兴基
Apostles.
督教最盛的
And the one who supported Christianity the most is Paul.
他本来是扫荡基督教徒的，
He was the one who
耶稣光照他，
captured
听到他的
Christians,
声音，他才改变。
but he changed when Jesus Christ shining light upon him, and he changed. I went to the St. Paul Cathedral
就站，保
in
罗就站在
Italy,
我后面，我们在那边照
and
相。
St. Paul was behind us, and a photo was taken, and St. Paul appeared next to me.
所有照片的，
Anyone had that photo?
你也有吗？
You have it?
是你拍的啦。哦，
I took the
连
photo.
你拍的啦，
Master Lian Ning.
照片也有，可以放出来给大家看吗？
Can you show it to everyone?
连传那边有，
Master Lian Chuan had it. Lian Chuan.
可以放出来让大家看吗？
Can you show it to everyone? Paul was right next to me.
意大利罗马郊外的保罗大教堂，
That was in the outskirts of Rome.
哇，
Oh,
我碰到了，
the St. Paul Cathedral.
不是能不能放在那
Let's
上面？
place it on the
可
screen.
以吗？ 可以放吗？
Can you?
哦，那个镜头照一下。
Let's place it there. I think it's St. Paul Basilica.
哎，你看，
See?
保罗就站在我后面，
St.
我站在那
Paul
里
was
照
right
相，
behind me.
照出来后面那个
I
阿
was
堵啊，
there.
阿堵啊，就是保罗。
That's
阿
Paul.
堵啊，我们为什么叫他阿堵啊？阿东啊，台湾话叫做阿东啊。你看很清楚啊，
It's very clear,
有没有？
right?
大家看到了，那
Can
就
you
是保罗
see?
啊。
That's St. Paul.
我出去旅行啊，每一次保罗就站在我，他站
Every
的地
time
方
I was
保罗大
traveling,
教堂的，
this is
他的
the St. Paul Basilica was where he was buried.
你看他的脸，
So when I was taking a photo there, he appeared. And he's actually behind it. So look at the eyes and the nose and the mouth, the face.
为什么他会出来跟我照相？
Why did he appear in my photo to take a photo with me?
为什么他会出来跟我照相？
That basilica was built over St. Paul's
跟
grave
他也有一段姻缘，
because I had
也有一段姻缘。
affinity with him in the past.
可以这样子讲，
St. Paul
新约前书里面有先是福音书，也是
in the New Testament, there were the Gospels by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
耶稣的
They were Jesus'
耶稣的
apostles or great disciples,
也是记载着耶稣
and then also the Acts of the apostles, I
的
think,
使徒，
who is
门徒，他还有72个门徒，
records Jesus' 12 disciples. Actually, Jesus had 72 disciples.
再来先福音书，再来就是那个
First, the Gospels,
保罗也写了很多的书信
and then Paul wrote many letters
给所有的基督徒，
to
写
the
很多书信。
churches or followers.
新约里面，
So in the New Testament, Paul occupied a large
先知还有
part,
先知
and then the prophets,
启示录，
and only
圣经
last
的内容我都
was the revelation.
我真的很认真啊。我还是
So I
圣经
did
班的老师
study it very seriously. I was the Bible study teacher,
圣经的老师写
the
过以后
teacher of the Bible.
我还在那个
After studying it,
两个函授学校毕业，
I graduated from
万国
two
圣经函
schools,
授学校，一个就是实照圣经函授学
two
校
Bible schools. I graduated from two Bible schools.
我反而对基督教的信仰，我非常的那个，可以讲说，
So my faith in Christianity was quite serious. I really put my effort in there.
后来这个
And then later on,
有一个长老，
in the church, there was an elder
他把他的女儿介绍
and
给我
found
认
me
识
to be a very serious Christian, and he introduced his daughter for me
最好是
because
女儿嫁给原
the
样
custom in Christianity is they
没
like
有麻烦，
they like to marry Christians.
或者
If marrying a Buddhist, there may be a conflict or other religions.
把女儿
So
他的
he
比较素素，
introduced his daughter to me, and her name is Susu. I will not say the real name. That wouldn't be too
他
good.
女儿应该如果在的话，也是快80岁了吧？
So, if the daughter is still alive, she would be around 80,
他
almost
女儿叫
80.
叔叔，那个长老
So the daughter is called Susu.
叫我带她出去哪里玩哪里
He
玩，
asked me to date her and
就跟
take
他
her
的名
around.
字一样，
But the daughter is just like the name, very
扁
skinny,
平足啦，
flat,
平足你知道吗？就是没有胸部啊，
flat
她没
chested.
有胸部，五官还可以，五官不错，
The facial features are good, but no chest, no breasts.
没有胸部就不来劲了。
Then it's not,
太瘦了啦，
no feelings, no
穿
attractive,
衣服
too
还可以
skinny.
看，穿了衣服是可以看，
In clothes is okay, but without clothes,
我就没有，那就是没有结果。
so there was
另外还有一位
nothing.
教主日学，
And there was another one who also taught Bible studies.
教课，
I taught this class and she taught the other class. Her last name is She.
我可以讲他的名字，
Coming to, I can state her name
比我还大一点，
because she's slightly older than I am.
大一点。他相貌一般，身材一般，
And she looks so and so, and
所以我
the figure is also so and so, not as beautiful as Chunxin. So
在
that's
教
why
会里
my
面
heart
也有这种事情发生。
is more interested in Chunxin. So that happened in the church.
抠宾主，
Coming to and Susu.
我学习圣经是很认真的，
My study of the Bible was very serious from
直
elementary
到我
to junior to senior high school until I left Kaohsiung to go to
进入大
Taichung
学部，
to study in the military school,
才算这一段感
military
情
college.
因
And
为我已经搬
then
到台中了，
the relationship or the feeling stopped because the whole family and myself moved to Taichung.
慢慢就会淡。
It's become difficult to meet, and then it's
经过一段时间
it's
掉，
faded.
如果在
So feelings come,
没
and
有重逢，
after a while it's fading. And then if you meet again, maybe, but
感
if
情
you
的事情
don't,
就是这样。
it's gone.
其实感情讲实在话，人跟人的感情，
So about feelings or affections with each other, if you're in contact, then you would have
感情就
affection toward each other. But if you're a long distance away, then there's no more
现在我有一个
affection.
法身，在成都，
I have a Dhamma body in Chengdu now.
跟着成都的这个一个姓朱的小姐，一个法身，
Following a Dharma lady by the last name Zhu, and another Dharma's body in Anhui,
那两个都很
following a lady
两个都很亮。
Wang, and they're both beautiful.
成都那个一直想要
And the one in Chengdu
22号要办签证，
is applying for a visa on September 22nd.
想要过来，这个能不能过来？
She wants to come. That's the question, if it's possible or not, because it's quite
大陆要过来。
strict and difficult for mainland Chinese to come.
安徽的王小姐，
And Miss Wang from
每个礼
Anhui,
拜六、礼拜天她都有
every Saturday and Sunday, she's always
看我的网
watching
络直播哦，
my live
看
stream.
直播的哦，她现在也在啊，
And even now,
没有一次停过。
She never
比你
skipped.
们还认真。
She's more serious than you.
我离开台湾那么久了，当初
I have left Taiwan for so long. Back then, she traveled alone to Taiwan, to the Taiwan Lechang Temple. When I saw her, I told her, let's have a date. Let's meet each other in
她
Seattle.
虽然没有来，
Although she has never
因为
come
她没有办法。
because she cannot get a visa.
安徽的小地方，
A small place in Anhui.
好像是说这个办事处，美国办事处不在那里，
So
大
the
都市有，在小都市没有。
the
她必须要把户籍迁
American
到
consulate is not there.
然后再去
So only in big cities. So she needs to change her residencies to the big cities
我们
to get
几年没
the
见，
visa.
但是感情还在啊。
So we haven't met for many years, but we still have feelings toward each other. Every time I would
到
say
最后这样
this,
子的，那就是安徽的了。那一定是安徽的。
if I do this, that must be the one from Anhui. Miss
在
Wang.
那个安徽北部，
She lives in the northern part of
跟
Anhui,
你是相处。
where there's snow
有一个
in
法身在安
winter.
徽，
So one of my Dhamma bodies is in Anhui, following her. One in Chengdu, following
那个朱的，
Miss Zhu.
姓朱的。很多法身啊，
Many Dharma bodies.
还好有法身在。
Good thing I have Dhamma bodies so we can maintain our
没有
affections,
法身的话，
relationship.
相隔那么久，
Otherwise, without the Dharma body, being apart for that long, it'll be
安
gone.
徽的那个王啊，姓王，
So Miss Wang from Anhui,
很那个
she's
直
really
心，很直心。
very attached,
他一定在网上
very
一定出
persistent.
来。
She's always appearing on the internet every Saturday and Sunday and always say hi to me and never missing even once. It's been 4 years.
算那时候，台湾跟中国大陆还有联系呀、还可以
At that
自由行
time,
还可以来
Taiwan
现
and
在根本就
China
没有
are still open, so they can still come and go and visit, but not
没
anymore.
有把我忘掉。
So she has not forgotten
绝对是
me.
在网站，
Every Saturday and Sunday, she's always on the internet, and I would definitely see her.
我们也好的。
We have a date, a promise.
哎，没有另外的一半。这问题
Without the other half, then you have half the problem.
其实大部分来讲，感情
Actually,
有时候
generally speaking,
有时候在一起，
affection comes together and separate. That's how it is. Come and go.
也是
It's about the same as this illusory and falseness
有一个希望，
illusion. But at least you have some
跟这个希
hope.
望是不一样的。跟
Hope and illusory are
其
different.
实感情当然也是希望的，
Of course, affections are also
但是还是有一个
illusory.
希望，
But at least you have some hope.
那是另外一种希望，啊，另外一种希望。
That's hope instead of
我准
illusory.
备写这个308册，
I am
当年的
writing book
这些感
308,
人的事情，通通都写出来。
reminiscence of the
我在
past
高中的时候
love
就
stories.
是到处打工。我爸
In
爸
high
把我
school,
送
I work
到
everywhere.
能够做事情的地方。
My dad sent me to a place where I had
有
work,
没有？刚刚爆炸的那个信达电厂，
like the Singta electric company that
我是高
just
中的时候在那边做。
burst recently. I worked there in my high
在那
school,
边，我在信
in
达。
my freshman year in high school, Singta
我到
electric
了
company.
到最后，我姨父啊，在花
And
莲，
then
我姨父在
my uncle
电力公司管理处当业务科长，
was in Huailian
我就
as
去
a
去找我姨父，
as
把我派
a
在电表
director
检验站
in the power company
去检
there.
查那个电表，
And then I was sent to work there,
所有的电表
and I
列
was
出来，他会
dispatched
测得
to
出来，一起出来，
the quality
其中有的不
control
出来
of
的
the
就把它抓
meter.
下来，给它
So if it doesn't work, then you should have to fix
把
it.
那个电表
So the
转的时候是
meter,
正确的。
to check if the meter runs
只有
correctly.
我一个人在负责，
I was the only one working there
工在负责，
as a temporary
有我
worker.
姨父派他的女秘书，
And one day, my uncle
他的
sent
女秘书，
his secretary, a female
我姨父
secretary,
的女秘书长得很亮，
and she's very gorgeous,
身材跟我一般高。
and she's about
有
my
人敲那
height.
个电表检验站的门，我打开一看，是我姨父。
And someone knocked at the door, and then I opened the door, and I saw her holding a huge
大的西瓜，说我
a watermelon on a
说
plate,
这个西瓜呀，送到电表
and she said that
给我的这个孙，
my uncle asked me to bring this watermelon
我姨
to
我是属于孙嘛，哈
my nephew,
啊，外孙，然后他说就是要给你吃的，我姨父说这个东西，业务科长说
My
要给你吃的，
uncle
这
told
西
me,
瓜那么大，我怎么
the
一个人
business
吃得完
manager
一个西瓜？
asked her to give me
这样
the
好像
watermelon,
进来
but it's a huge watermelon. How could I finish it? So I asked her
他就
to take a knife, and then we both eat the watermelon.
电表检验站的桌子，
So on the table at that electric meter inspection station, we ate the watermelon, and when we ate together, something happened
它长得那么亮，
because she's really
女
gorgeous,
秘书长得那么亮，漂亮啊！
very beautiful.
哎，这下子又完蛋了。
So it happened again.
礼拜天有空吗？
And then, do you have time on Sunday? And she said, yeah,
我们一起出去玩。
let's go out together. Sure.
哎，我那个我姨父的这个女秘书倒是很干脆，
She's very direct.
出去玩，就从中山路，
Okay, let's go
台
play.
湾电力公司在中山路，
So the power company was on Zhongshan Road, and we went north all the way
走到一条这个很大的河沟，
to a huge river.
有河沟，有岩石，
There are woods and rocks.
岩石上
So we went there and sat on the rock
水啊，
and watching the water flowing from the ditch. And my heart moved just like the water.
翻滚啊。晚上呢，就去花岗山。
And at night we went to Hua Guangsan,
例如那里有一个
a mountain.
有发光中学，
in Meilun.
半夜就到发光中学去约会，
And then we went there in the middle of the night for a date.
过着乐不思蜀的日子。
So we spent blissful days. That's the form
我的
produced by the eyes.
我姨父的
If
书啊，
my uncle's female secretary was like the old
老
bodhisattva,
菩萨，我就不会约他，
then I would not have dated her,
对不对？
right?
因为她长得太亮了嘛，一照就把你
Because she's so gorgeous, and so she
我讲的
immediately
眼睛里面
obsessed me.
看到了，
So this is what Sakyamuni Buddha said, that the eye sees the form.
色是空的，
If the form is empty,
就没有感觉了。
then your eyes
你的
have
眼睛里
no
面
sensory
颜色在，
perception.
但是你眼睛不看，
If the form exists but the eyes do not see, then it's the same as the eye
这一段
faculty
所讲的
being non-existent. That's what this piece is talking about. So the eyes and the visual objects are both false and illusory. If your eyes do not see
不
it,
会产生有这种
then you will not generate any thoughts.
因为我的眼睛看到，
But because the eyes saw,
它叫做只讲一个字好了，
and let me just call her by one name, Din.
丁丁米索。后来呢，他的爸爸
And then later on, her dad asked her to get married.
他写一封信给我，他其实我们两个有书信来往，
Actually, after I left
两个人都有
Hualien, we were in
最后一封信
correspondence,
这样子写，
and her last letter
我
wrote,
不赶快来娶我，
"If you don't marry me by the way,
我就会嫁人。
I will marry somebody
你要赶快
else.
过来娶我。
You have to come and marry me right
我
away."
还讲了一句，
And
身为儒家人，
alive, I belong to the Lu family, and when I die, I would become a ghost in the Lu family.
真的。但是我那时候只是
But I was
爸
just
爸把我的那些
and my dad scolded me and burned all the love letters
打电话给我姨父，说要
and called my uncle
你
and wanted to stop
给我
to cut off their relations, because how could you
学业都不好，
introduce your female secretary to my son, so that my son's grade was really bad. I had no ability to marry her at that time in high school. And so it's gone just like that. And finally, she appeared at my home wearing a white wedding gown.
到了我家，
She's at my home. Her name is Din.
你看感情有多深，
See how deep her love
眼
is.
能生色，
The eyes produce
色
form,
相也是迷眼。
but the form and appearance can also captivate the eyes.
也没有眼，都是
But
希望。
no relation, no eyes, no
自
form.
修是一段，
They're all false and illusory. So that's a period of love story.
这个员工啊，问老板，
The employee asked the boss,
怎么样才
Boss
算是资深的员工呢？
"What is considered a senior employee?"
当你
The
能够
boss says,
默默的加班，
If you can work quietly without asking why,
资深员工。
then you're considered a senior employee.
到了日本，我都会变成很有礼貌。
When I get to Japan, I would become very polite because all I could say is just arigato and sumimasen. Thank you and
谢谢你。
excuse
すみ
me.
ません就是对不起。
Thank you and sorry. Right?
すみません就是对不起。阿里阿多就是谢谢你，因为他只会这两句语言。
And that's the only two Japanese phrases he could mutter. So
那么晚了，
so late. Amitabha.
Om Mani Padme Hum。
Om Mani Padme Hum.
感恩圣尊莲生活。